Talk to me, Cleveland. This is Kevin Chilhurt. Welcome to Chill Talk, a very special episode. And as you can see, we are not joined by the super producer Felicia Haney, but she left a replacement. I do not know what that is. Shelly is doing. That's some old before the show type stuff that she doing.
Because
It
the lighting is not good. I mean, I know you can see me, but I don't
right.
like the way it looks.
Okay. Well, as you're doing all of that, Team Shockley, stand up. As I said earlier, our guest co-host, one of my journalism mentors. She is a sister of all kinds of talents and does all kinds of things. The one and only Shelly Shockley. What's going, Shelly Shell?
What's up, Chill? How
All
are
right,
ya?
I'm good. I'm Shelly. I'm okay. So you talking about a team player? Not only did you suggest a while ago that we do this show, but we do it like at the meeting when you do too much volunteering and give too much information that you actually end up also being in charge of it.
Yeah, but for you, for Felicia, I'm here.
All right, we really appreciate it. And I don't let everybody know. And Shelly's been on the show before, on the Zoom, back at Radio One at the studio. By the way, this is our 71st show in quarantine since we have not been at the radio station. So again, if anybody wants to donate, drop any nickel, anything to the show, you see the cash app in there, dollar sign money two, the number two chill, dollar sign money to chill to support Chill Talk until we can get back to the station. But we can still run commercials, we can still run ads, we can still run some things. And if you want to do that, contact Rhonda Crowder. You already know how to do that. But anyway, everybody, who doesn't know Shelly Shockley, we go way back to the first day that I walked into the Call and Post in 1993.
Ooh, that's a long time ago.
Okay, and you were already there. You were already in charge when I walked in. I walked in not knowing what the hell I was doing, but Shelly was there. I believe you when I got there. You were what was it? City manager,
City editor.
city editor. Okay,
hmm
city
hmm
editor of the famous Colin Post, now over 100 years old.
hmm
Our Colin Post alumni is matter of fact. I think I got on my Colin Post shirt today.
All right.
Colin Post alumni is all over.
hmm
Uh, but Shelly, catch us up on what all you do now. I know you are a big deal somewhere in the political arena. You run things. I think you in charge of some utilities. You have a mat. Come on, what is it? Let us know. Okay, what you give out
Okay.
awards and on behalf of the mayor.
Well,
Talk to me,
I'm
Shelly.
not in charge, but I am now the marketing manager for the city of Cleveland's public utility, Cleveland Public Power. And in addition to that role, or as part of that role, I have been the co-chair of the City of Cleveland's Black History Month programs for a couple of years now, a few years now, and other events, the Mayor's Night Out Against Crime. I spearhead that. So I keep busy with the City of Cleveland, but I also am the managing editor of Phenomenal Woman magazine. Um, and I am in the midst of trying to get back to writing my book. Thanks to
Yeah,
Miss Rhonda Crowder and
I was
our
getting ready to
5
say
a.m.
you get up at
Writers
5 o'clock
Club.
every morning and write.
I have been slipping, but I try my best. Yes.
Okay, what's the book? We get a scoop, an
No,
exclusive?
you don't get a scoop. I can tell you that it is present day, but it's also building on or it's connecting the 1960s, 70s, and the whole racial unrest and So I think it'll be pretty interesting.
Is this a novel? Is a book of fiction?
A novel, a book of fiction. Yes,
But
it's
it
fiction that has some real life elements in
oh, you naming some people's names. You giving them. You get
it. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna name names. I think I'm gonna give them pseudonyms.
okay. Don't do like my boy Courtney G. Man, Courtney G. I don't know. You know Courtney G, the
Mm-hmm.
comedian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Courtney G has a book. It's a current book out. He had me in the book with my whole
Government
name,
name.
not just my government name. It was all my Kevin MC Chill Heard. And he recounted an actual true event that took place in Hollywood, where I was there. He
Mm-hmm.
was there. HB, our girl Halle Berry was
Mm-hmm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
and he recounted an actual occurrence. Okay, but guess what? While he gave my whole real name, matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, I was Kevin Chilherd, who was the rapper who was writing for the Call and Post. And guess what? He didn't use his real name.
Uh-uh.
Courtney did not use his real name, but he used my whole name, job, title, Wu
Okay, did he
Tang
ask you?
name, all of that.
Did he ask you before he did all that? Did he
Hell
tell
no.
you? Did he
No.
tell you? Didn't know until it came out.
And I've been with Courtney, and he's included this thing that happened
Mm-hmm.
in his comedy routine, but I think he only does it if I'm there. Like if I'm there, he'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, my man Chill is here," so I get to tell this joke about what happened. I'm like,
Wow.
"Oh my god!" And I'm Team Hallie. I'm not. I'm
Mm-hmm.
we swore into secrecy. What
Mm-hmm.
happens with HB stays when you with HB. We
Right.
don't be talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
So man, Courtney was killing me. So you're not doing like Courtney. You
No, I'm not doing like Courtney. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
okay?
If I decide to mention anybody's name, I am going to let them know, and I'm going to seek their permission first. And then when they say no, I'm gonna be like, okay, no problem. I'm just
Okay.
gonna change that name and some characteristics so don't nobody know for certain that it's you.
All right, and again, we thank you for being here as our guest co-host. Shelly suggested the show this week. Actually, she suggested it a while back, not knowing that she was also gonna have to jump in and be the co-host of the show. But as it turns out, Felicia had some things to do. She called Shelly Shockley, and Shelly was on the spot. Real quick, what's going on to my man Terrence Mosley? Adam Lesson Morgan is giving a shout out to his esteemed relative, great inventor, uh, Garrett Augustus Morgan. Man, you know that's an OG brother when his middle name is Augustus.
Yes.
That's an OG name. But yeah, that's Adam's relative. And then, Adam's hot during Black History Month. He's asked to speak places on behalf of Garrett Morgan. He gets it rocking. My man Frederick White, Surge in the building. Alfred Lewis Joyner, Louis Lou in the building. Terrence Mosley. Make sure you share the show because we're going to be talking about Black people need to go outside and do some
Yes.
outside stuff. Black folks outside, all kinds of outside activities. Don't stay inside. Get outside, get some vitamin D. Let's get that melanin popping.
Yep. It's all
And
good.
and Shelly, before we ask you where you even came up with this show at, since you suggested it,
Mm-hmm.
I got to go back again, back to our call and post days. Uh, how long before I got there had you been there, and how did you get to the call and post?
Okay. So I got to the call and post, and it's an interesting story because I swore I would never, ever write for the call and post. I was like, And because when I came home from school, Ohio University, Bobcat here.
Oh, you Bobcat stand up.
And everybody's like, well, you could work for the call and post. I was like, oh no, not that rag.
Oh
Uh,
damn. Oh dang.
my problem with the Calling Post at that time was all you saw when you looked at the Calling Post on the stand was blood and gore. It was like black folks didn't do nothing but kill each other. If we wasn't killing each other, we was stealing from each other. It was like we didn't have no morals.
If it bleeds,
It
it
leads.
leads.
That was a regular fight between me, John Lanier, and AP.
Ah, my
AP was
man.
like, well, look, they ain't gonna pick up the paper. They pick up the paper because they want to see what bleeds leads, and they want the numbers. I was like, but we need to change their thought process. We need to do some changing so that we can say that we have something to praise about Black folks. I'm not saying you can't put the bad stuff on the front page because I know that's gonna sell the paper, but you got something below the fold that could be talking about all the great stuff. So that was once I got there. But I had worked for the city of East Cleveland. When I got out of school, I was offered a job by Wallace Davis,
All right.
rest his soul.
Wallace Davis
Um,
wasn't he like the sort of mayor for
he
East
was the
Cleveland?
mayor. He was the
I mean, I
mayor.
know originally they had the first time it wasn't a mayor per se, it was a city manager or something
Right.
like
They
that.
had a city manager and a commissioner system
Okay.
before that. And then they changed the charter
Charter.
and
Okay.
became a mayor form of
So
government
Wallace
with the
Davis was
city
the mayor.
city
Was he the
council.
first mayor of East Cleveland? That
Was
held
he
that
the first?
title, mayor?
I'm trying to remember. Was he the first? No, no, he wasn't. I
Okay.
think that was Daryl Pittman.
Okay. All right.
I think that was.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll
But
check it.
anyway, I've known Mayor Davis. I had known him all my life. And so when I came home, and I used to stop in at the funeral home often when I was coming up in high school, because one of my best friends, her mom, worked there. And so I talked to him regularly. He was a friend of my parents. We had fundraisers at our house for him and everything because I grew up in East Cleveland. So I was offered a job to work and at the time he might have been on council because I ended up working for the city council. I was a clerk of council. And I held that job until the day that they decided that they wanted somebody else to be the clerk. And that's an interesting story too. So
Well, anytime the story starts off about East Cleveland, it's go end up being and Adam is happy because you shouted out East Cleveland. But go ahead, Shelly.
so but anyway, when I left there, I needed a gig and reporting was what I wanted to do. And somehow or another, I ended up down on 105
Mm-hmm.
talking to John Lanier.
Rest in
And
peace.
I want to say on the spot, he was like, okay, when you want to start? And I'm like, oh. And so that was the beginning. And that was in 1989, I think.
Okay.
89. I think that's when it was. Somewhere, or it might have been a little earlier than that. 88, somewhere in the late 80s. And I don't regret it. Even though I said I never would work there, I don't regret my experience at the Calling Post. I learned everything about the newspaper business from the top to the bottom. I miss the fact that the city doesn't have that printing press anymore in the city.
Right.
That was just to be a Black newspaper and to have your own printing press. That was something important. So that's how I got to the Calling Post.
All right. Well, and I concur. I look back fondly on my Calling Post days, really because of the people, my co-workers, the family, and we all still we all still hang. Like
Mhm.
it's an alumni. That if you've been through it at the Calling Post, you've been through a lot, regardless of who the owners were. You've been through a lot. So
Yes, you have.
we've seen a lot, and that's a book that everybody has their own story that they can tell about their experience at the over 100 year-old black newspaper. So yeah. Oh, and what big ups to my mom's in the building and everybody who's watching. Make sure you share the show. Now, Shelly, now you called out. Oh, real quick, I forgot. Now, aren't you somebody's cousin, some famous who what is it? Is it Tisha Campbell? Somebody like that, right? Or Michael.
I have a couple of famous cousins.
Okay, I
Yes,
seem to remember that.
Tisha Campbell is my cousin,
All right.
and Desmond Howard is my first cousin.
Ah, Desmond Howard
Yes, Mr. Heisman.
and Tisha Campbell. Okay, did she scoop you on the return of the Martin show? Is she back? Is she what?
No, I have not talked to Tisha about that. I think it's still sort of in limbo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, who did you weren't you related to the actor, the brother? He was married to somebody with Michael Boatman or something like that.
Oh, my best friend is married to Michael Boatman.
Okay. See, I remembered that. I knew it
Hmm.
was something like that.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, now, how did what made you come up suggest the show that we're currently going to do? This outdoor show of black people need to get outside and do stuff and have outdoor activities with these various organizations.
Well, about 6, 7 years ago, I started on a journey of riding a bicycle again for the first time since I was in high school. And it had to do with my job. There was an event that we were sponsoring that had a night ride where you were going to light up your bikes and ride into downtown Cleveland for this light show. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. Now, I didn't have a bike, hadn't been on a bike, but I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So that started my journey to cycling. And then I came across this organization, Black Girls Do Bike, that was started by a young lady in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And now there are chapters throughout the country, but also internationally, I do believe. And it is really an opportunity for Black women to encourage other Black women to get out on their bikes and experience the joys that we experienced when we were high school and below, and to show that we can do this too. And so I've been involved with them for a number of years. So that was one reason. And then also in Cleveland, we have a chapter of Major Taylor Riders. They are it's a men's group, and so I thought, well, okay, we got Black Girls Do Bike, we got the Major Taylor group, and then a friend and coworker, she has an organization called Journey on Yonder, and her whole look at outdoors is that we don't get out, and most of the time if you tell somebody that looks like us, let's go take a hike, they're looking at you like, what?
Okay.
Go
Well,
where?
first of all, we don't even use the word yonder.
But
That's
that she would have to explain how she came up with that title. But
okay.
and that's a good question we can ask her. So but that's her whole thing. Holistic, and she's really into nature and wanting everybody to feel comfortable in that space. Now, I had no idea, but I guess when you really think about it, a lot of us don't go for the hiking, the camping, and all of that
Mhm.
because, that's like I'm going out in the woods. I don't know who out in the woods.
A man with one of them hockey masks and an axe
Exactly,
is who out there, and the
exactly.
noise they go like kill, 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 kill,
Right. So we don't really feel that comfortable out in those spaces, most of us. I've always told her, I'll go for a hike with you, but I'm not doing that camping thing unless you're telling me you got cabins somewhere. Now
kill.
I would go into a cabin. I'm not sleeping outside.
Sounds like it would be fun though, Shelly.
It does
I ain't gonna
sound
lie. It
fun.
sounds like I mean, under the right circumstances. I mean, depending on where you're at, a nice part of nature.
Look,
Sound like it could be really cool. So she's gonna
I
tell
don't
us.
like bugs. I don't
Yes.
like bugs, chill.
Okay, they got like off. You got the cream, the
I don't know.
so soft.
I have a cousin who told me, he said, it's nothing like it used to be when we were kids anymore. He said they have whole, you can buy a tent that already has all the uh, creature comforts of home in it. When you pop that bad boy up, it's got your bed, it's got your sofa, it's got everything you need. So
A
you don't really
sofa.
feel it. A sofa.
Man, doesn't that defeat the purpose though of going out to the woods when you got like you got cable television and a crock pot in your tent?
Well, that's why they call it now glamping. It's not camping, it's
Oh,
glamping.
okay. All right. All right.
Yeah. So I thought that that would be a good topic to talk about how this trend started and what Cleveland's role, what Clevelanders are
I'm
doing.
looking forward to hearing this because I mean I think camping would be cool. Also, what's going on to my big brother Steve Boyd from the Hugh People? Uh,
Oh,
we've seen Steve. Hey, Steve, I just reposted Steve and the Hugh People singing at the Call Post in the parking lot.
all right.
I booked them, picked them out some cash for that. But one of the premier vocal groups in Cleveland, and Steve said he had some. He said it's not over. That he has some things coming up that everybody needs to get ready for. So
All right.
stay tuned for my brother Steve Boyd. Also, my man GMS Javante Guest in the house. Make sure you guys share the show. Shelly, I also want to remind people, I meant to say this at the beginning of the show. Over the weekend, and people saw me posting, I was at the HBCU Football Classic,
I heard.
Central State University. All my Central State people stand up for God, for Central, for State, and versus Kentucky State University. It was at the shoe.
At the shoe.
At the shoe. Anytime you get a chance to go to the horseshoe at Ohio State, on the campus of Ohio State University, you should take advantage of that. It's a great atmosphere. I can only imagine what it's like to be there for Ohio State games. But yeah, it was good to be at the shoe. And Shelly, now we both went to, we didn't go to HBCUs,
Hmm.
but we know what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's no different. I mean, it's a football game, right?
Hmm.
But everybody's there for the band.
For the halftime show, you got
But
to
I
see the
had,
battle of the bands.
man, please, man, Central State and Kentucky State University, they went in.
Did
Uh,
they?
Now I say this: Kentucky State had more members in their band,
Hmm.
so their horn section was louder. I mean, it was ba-da-da-da, so it was loud.
Hmm.
Central State didn't have as many members in the band, but they was funky. They had the steps. And another thing, although some people might have said that Kentucky State might have won the battle of the band, I'm taking points off of Kentucky State because Central State had on their full band. First of all, it was like 98 degrees out there on the field.
Hmm.
They had on their full band attire. I'm talking about the with the button all the way up with the collars and
Hmm.
the band hats and the long sleeve, the jackets and the pants with the maroon piping down the side with the shoes with the spats, whole nine. Man, how about Kentucky State out there with some shorts and t-shirt? Man, I'm taking points off. I'm taking points off. Kentucky State University, yeah, your horn section was booming, but I'm taking points off for not having. Man, how you gonna be out there in a battle of the bands with
And you not in uniform.
with a t-shirt and some shorts on,
Mm-mm. That
looking
ain't
like they
right.
about to go camping? I know we're doing a camping show, so come on, Kentucky State. We need to see you there. Man, we need to see the band with the whole band attire on. We know it's hot outside. Hey, I'm
Yeah,
sure it's hotter in Kentucky
exactly.
than it is in Central State, at Dayton, Xenia,
Hmm.
Ohio.
Hmm.
So come on, don't do that to us. But it was a great time. Big ups to my brother John Pace who put the classic together in
Mhm.
Cleveland for a couple of years. So he's back in his home turf in Columbus, and it was a great event. Lots of things before, after, during. Yeah, I bought a bunch of Kappa gear. I bought this new Kappa hat because I heard my Kappa brother Kevin, my new Kappa brother Kevin Jones is gonna be here.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, I saw a lot of my good fraternity brothers. And one of the best things, Shelly, one of the best things about that weekend is that as members of the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists, of which I'm honored to serve as the president,
Mhm.
we got a chance to hook up to parlay with the Cincinnati chapter
Chapter.
of Black journalists, and they were in the suite right next to us, and
Okay.
there were a bunch of youngins, good energy. We were OGs. They was the youngsters. There was a lot of them. They was turned up. Me and Nate went over we went over in their room. They came asked us to take some pictures, and we're like, wait a minute, y'all the Cincinnati Black journalists like this? Oh, y'all the Cleveland. So yeah, so we got a chance to talk and parlay. So we gonna I got myself and the Cincinnati president got a chance to talk. So we're gonna plan some joint things.
Oh, okay.
So look for some things, including the Cleveland chapter and the Cincinnati chapter. And big ups to John Pace for even offering, because once he heard that we connected there,
Mhm.
he offered hospitality in between. He was like, I'm in Columbus. We don't have a Columbus chapter, but did you know you guys can make it down here to Cincinnati, can make it up at 2 hour ride for everybody. And I don't mind hosting you guys. So,
Oh,
thanks for his offer. But yeah, I look forward to talking with the members of the other GCABJ, the Greater Cincinnati Association of Black Journalists. So big ups to them. And oh, and a great and let me tell you, John Pace, all those people that were working there, they did an excellent job. To get tickets, to get our suite, to download, to where to be. It could have been real confusing, but his people made sure that it wasn't.
mhm.
So
That's good.
so it was really good. And big ups to all his people. Shout out to Paula Newman, uh, a, a former Call Post employee. She had a cup of coffee at the Call Post, but we give her Call Post credits. And but yeah, extremely helpful uh in helping us pull this off and get there and know what the heck we were doing and how to get tickets and how to download and fill out forms. I mean, we had a billion questions, but they made it really cool. Lastly, before we start getting our guests should be popping in, everybody has seen, not everybody, but seen me posting something about the Cleveland Symphony.
Symphony. Yes.
Now, I mean, it's been so long coming, people thought it was a rumor. 3.5 years ago, uh, myself and three other legendary dope Cleveland MCs came up with an idea to redo the classic Juice Crew All Star cut, the Symphony.
Okay.
And I mean, Big Daddy Kane, Molly Mall, Cool G Rap, Master Ace, Craig G, a classic, a hip hop classic.
Mhm.
And so we decided that we were going to get together and do a Cleveland remake called the Cleveland Symphony. We recorded it. One way or another, that was like 3.5 years ago. It got lost in the shuffle, studio got moved, redone, files got misplaced. People thought it was a rumor that we
Mhm.
did the cut. It has been located, mastered. I heard it. It's banging.
All
So
right.
that's all I'm gonna say about it right now. But be on the lookout uh, for our remake on a classic featuring myself. I'm the OG on the cut, of course. Uh, Myself, my sister Indica Spitz, uh, my brother Riff Raff, the Blue Collar MC, and Eric Wilson himself, who not only produced and created the song,
Mhm.
no samples. So he didn't even sample the old song. He created all these are beats that he created,
Okay.
the whole track. So not only is he the producer of it, but he's also rapping on it. So just you'll be hearing some more about that. Let me see what Shan is in the building. Shan said, "Is that he sees you, Shelly?" He said, "Is that Team Shockley?" It is.
What's up, Shan?
It
I
is.
haven't been in a minute. I gotta come see you guys.
Hey, Shan. Hey, bro. I gave you the. If you want to jump in here real quick. Okay, Kevin Jones is calling me on this. Did you give Kevin Jones the link, Shelly?
I did not.
Okay,
And
well
I'm just getting a text from someone else saying that they don't have the link. I
okay,
thought
man,
Felicia
give
had
out them
handled all
links.
that.
Okay, hold on. Let me answer Kevin Jones. Hold on. Hold on. Shelly Shockley, do you have
Yes,
Kevin
sir.
Jones' email?
I don't have it with me. I
It's
did
a
that from work.
webman Kev. I don't know if he wants everybody listening to have it, but he said it was in the email.
Well, see,
He
I
has
emailed him from work.
as he has the Zoom link. He got it.
Okay.
He doesn't have it. Okay, so everybody needs the link to the guest on the show.
Okay. Let me see something.
All right, we gonna try to work it out for you.
The phone.
All right, Shelly, we do have Kim Woodford in the waiting room.
Okay. I just
Uh,
sent it to her.
okay, and the other people, no.
I just sent a text to someone asking did they have it. I don't know who all she spoke to. If
Okay,
people now, if you said Kevin had it, right?
no, he didn't have it. He just got something from somebody else. Let me hold on 1 second before we let Woodford in. Everybody, bear with us. I'm looking for the link. Okay, I see. Let me see who all is. All right, I have some people. All right, here we go. Let's I think I'm about to send the Zoom link to everybody. Nope. It's not letting me do it. Just a second, Shelly. You know what? I'm
Okay.
gonna let Kim Woodford in.
Uh-huh.
Talk amongst yourselves.
All righty. Unmute yourself, Kim.
Hey, Shelly Shockley.
Hey, Kimberly Woodford. How are you this evening? And welcome to Chill Talk.
Well, thank you. Glad to
Our
be here tonight.
our host had to step away for a second because we have some mix up with the link and everybody didn't get it. I guess I sort of slipped on my job of taking over for the co-host, the super producer, Felicia Haney, but glad to have you here.
Yeah. So we're going live right now.
We are streaming right now. We are on
Okay.
Facebook right now.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, I did get the link. You sent over the link, I think. Oh, okay. I didn't see anyone else on that one.
No, you were the only one that I had. Kevin is now sending it to everyone else.
Okay. Okay.
So there is I don't know if you were aware, because I don't know if you and I spoke about it, but when I pitched the show, I pitched Journey on Yonder, and I also pitched Black Girls Do Bike, talking about Slow Row Cleveland, Major Taylor Ride, Major Taylor Club, showing how we as people of color have truly begun to adapt to and enjoy being in the great outdoors. So that's what this whole segment is all about. So we have Diana from Black Girls Do Bike, who you're familiar with. I do believe that you're also familiar with Kevin Jones.
Yeah, we're part of the same skate fam, the road skate family over there
Okay.
at the Playmore.
So Kevin is coming on to talk about Slow Road Cleveland, and I'm assuming Major Taylor. I'm not certain who else might be joining us, but that's going to be the focus tonight.
Okay, cool.
And I am filling in right now while he does all of that, so we can talk. So I don't want to give away everything about you while he is not on, because we actually were talking prior to guest time, and we have a question for you. So
Okay.
I definitely don't want to ask that question yet. So how's your evening going?
So far, so good. I can't complain. Just had a little time to spend with my hubby, which I haven't had a whole lot of here lately. So I could appreciate that. And looking forward to the long weekend. And because I plan to get some rest, get my butt outside and get me some green time in, nature time, and catch up on some chores.
All right.
All right. All right. I heard you holding it down, Shelly. Talk to me, Kim Woodford. How welcome to Chill Talk. How's it going?
Well, thank you. I'm good, Mr. Kevin. How are you?
I am good. Now, I'm excited to have you here. Shelly was giving us a little bit of information. And Shelly, I do want you to know that I believe I sent the link out to Kevin and Diana.
Okay.
I sent it out to everybody that was there was a K Smith,
That's me.
a Diva Cycling,
Diana,
and Webman Kev. So that's my good frat brother Kevin Jones. Okay. All right, so they should have it. So hopefully they'll join us. All right, now Shelly. Okay, I know you didn't want to give too information till I got back. I appreciate that. Tell me who we have. Who do we have here?
Well, we have Kimberly Woodford, and she is the founder of Journey on Yonder. She is also one of my coworkers. She works for Cleveland Public Power as well. And she is passionate about the outdoors. She has her own garden in her backyard. A few years back at the job, we had a Halloween party, and she dressed up as Mother Nature. And I have called her that ever since. So this is
I won.
Yeah, she did win the contest.
Okay, Sister Kim, I need to know, what does that mean, you dressed up as Mother Nature? How does that work? Please explain.
I dressed up as my interpretation, Mother Nature. I had on, it represented trees. At that point, I could only do trees, leaves, and some really, I had a brown dress on, and I tacked on leaves and some neon green go-go boots. And I think I did something to my hair, and just, as Mother Nature would do, I worked it.
And you won the contest.
I won the contest.
All right.
Yes, she did.
Tell us real quick about the organization.
Okay, Journey on Yonder is an organization. It's all about, let me tell you what my mission is. It's to inspire Black, Indigenous, and people of color to have enjoyable, healthy connections with nature that will lead to greater health outcomes and stronger environmental stewardship through mindfulness, cultural, educational, and social outdoor experiences. So that all came about. Do you want me to give you my backstory or just tell you that's what I do? And what we do, we get outside, we go outdoors. Primarily, it's for any mode of outdoors, which could be biking, could be kayaking, but we tend to do a lot of hiking or walking in nature, walking on the trails, and getting into the whole experience of it, because we're as African Americans, we have ancestral ties to the earth and the respect for it, as most cultures do, but we've been disconnected from it. So it's an opportunity to bring it back in a holistic way that will bring about healing and greater environmental stewardship.
Okay. And I do have some more questions because I got some camping questions. Me and Shelly were talking about. We need to know because Black people, that ain't lately, they haven't been one of our things, but I understand it's something we need to get out there and do and get our sunlight and vitamin D and get in contact with nature, get our melanin popping. But we got some Black folk camping questions.
Okay. I hope I can answer those for you.
I'm sure you can.
Okay.
But we also now have been joined by my good brother. He's one of my fraternity brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, and he is a loyal member of the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists. But he's here for none of that right now. My man Kevin Jones. What's going on, Kev?
Nothing much. Just here. Glad to be with such a cast of individuals here.
Shelly, Kevin that got all G'd up. What? Kev.
What's up, skate fam?
What's going on? How you doing, Kim? I don't have my skates on tonight. I may put them on and go out there tonight.
Kev, it has a tuxedo
on,
bow tie. Kev, I appreciate that.
I'm underdressed.
Wait a minute, we got on t-shirts and he got on a tux.
Hey,
I just came in from another.
Hey, Kev, you don't need no Kev. You do not need an excuse for being G'd up. Pimpin', you don't need an excuse for being G'd up, bro.
I won't apologize.
That's hey, K sci-fi do pie to the day you die. Hey, and you got on your red tie and that. See, Kev, my man.
Gotta coordinate.
Got on the red mushroom belt, all of that.
Oh my word.
All right, Kev, we're gonna be right back to you.
Okay.
But Kim, what was the impetus for doing this? You told us the mission, but what brought this about?
Well, back in 2016, I became a volunteer leader with an organization called Outdoor Afro. And I got into that because, thanks to my now husband, when we were dating, he upped my outdoor experience another level to hiking, because he's an avid hiker, camper, and all that good stuff. So while we were out there on the trails, I still had apprehensions, I was a distrust of white people.
They out there in the woods.
They are.
With Confederate flags. Man, don't even get me started. But anyway, go ahead.
So it's always good to do your homework before you go out into the woods. But
said they worried about white folks in the woods. See, I was talking about Jason and Freddy Krueger. She talking about white folks in the woods.
Those was white folks.
Well, they were white.
They are white. I understand that. But okay, go ahead.
but but the thing was, I never really saw other folk who looked like me outdoors. And even with roller skating, when I heard one sister girl say, yeah, we got a camper, we go out doing our thing. And I'm like, you got a camper and you go camping? It's just, it was like, why should I even be surprised that someone who looks like me is doing the same, who enjoys being outdoors? Again, I said we've been disconnected from our ancestral right to the outdoor space. But I got when Outdoor Afro came into my life through an NPR interview on a Sunday morning. I'm like, I love this, and how can I be a part of it? So when they were recruiting for leaders, I interviewed, and they selected me to be the leader up here in the Cleveland area, which was a huge opportunity for me, because I knew how I felt in this journey of, being able to feel safe in the outdoors. And I'm thinking, okay, while I'm trying to move in this space, Lord, please be with me, because I'm guiding a whole lot of other folk who feel the same way and who have less experience in the outdoors.
Right.
So, and truly, I prayed about it, and God has been good. It's been a wonderful experience. I was a leader for 4 years, and during that time, I got over 300 people of color out into nature, into our national parks, local parks, and also would engage with groups and organizations whose mission is tied to our African lineage, such as the Black Quilters Association or Black Quilters Guild.
Okay.
I'm sorry, of Cleveland. So that's how I got into it. That's how I moved into it. And as more people wanted me to build community, I found that it was a little rigid with the way that I could maneuver with Outdoor Afro. So I felt it was best for me to do my own thing. And I created Journey on Yonder, which is the acronym of JOY, which joy is the acronym of it. And it's about, creating that joy that in nature.
Okay, so because we were wondering, where'd you even get the word yonder? Because we don't really use, that's not a word.
Go on out yonder and play.
That's old school.
Yeah.
My grandmama might have said that.
Yeah, in the summertime, y'all couldn't stay in the house. You had to go out yonder.
Out yonder means a little extra ways away from the house.
That's pretty much.
That's a distance thing. Out yonder, not just outside. Out yonder.
Right.
Go out and walk and go further out a little bit.
Yeah. Go get lost for a minute.
All right. I do want to have we have my brother Kevin Jones, and we have been joined by this sister Hildebrand. How are you doing, Queen? You on mute? You can take yourself off. How are you doing? Let's make sure we can hear you. We can see.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody. Happy
we can see your sunshine. So make sure we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We got you.
Okay, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do Kev. You gotta wait a little bit longer, bro. We're gonna do ladies first to introduce, and just know you, Kim. I watch Naked and Afraid, so I have some questions about being out. Shelly, don't laugh at me. You see Naked and Afraid when white people go out there and
it ain't the same. It ain't,
okay, because
we don't extreme like that.
Okay, I still got some questions based on Naked and Afraid.
I may go barefoot, but that's about it.
Sister Hildebrand, please introduce yourself. Let us know how we are fortunate to have you here. How are you involved with the organization? Talk to me, Queen.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Diana Hildebrand. I am the founder of Diva D Cycling, as well as the Shiro of Black Girls Dubai Cleveland. How I got to this space? I just love being outdoors and spreading the gospel of cycling. And one thing led to another, and here I am. And I'm leading groups, leading rides, and taking people on adventures they never thought they'll be on.
Okay, and is she a member of the group? She told us that
Yes,
she hadn't ridden a bike in a long time.
Shelly is a proud seasoned member of Black Girls Do Bike.
How many members do you have?
We have well over 1,500 women in the group currently, and every day we're growing. Every single day we're growing. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I'm
Wow.
excited.
Excellent. And you guys, you ride all over the city. How does that work?
So a lot of us do ride all over the city. Some stay within our neighborhood. And then you have a good few of us who venture outside of our city, and we actually take our two wheels to different states. And some of us actually bike through our states.
So she's being a little modest, Kevin. So Diana, tell us all about this journey you just took a few weeks ago on your bicycle.
So every birthday since I started cycling, I always want to do something super dope, super cool, and something I've never done before. And I like to challenge myself. And I believe that the bicycle is my ministry. So every year I try to take a bike ride to reflect and try to, seek within myself and seek guidance. So this year for 41, me and three other ladies, we rode from Cleveland, Ohio, Lake Erie, all the way down to Cincinnati, Ohio, where we
Talk
dipped
to me, sis.
we dipped our tires into the Ohio River. It took us 5 days, total 370 miles. It was a trip because we were going to camp every single day, but we got rained out, so we had to make quick changes and stay in hotels each location or with friends. And I'm so grateful for having friends within the cycling community to support us along the way. But it was challenging, and for me as a person who talks to people on a daily basis about touring and riding on different trail systems throughout the whole entire US. It was an honor. I'm telling you, an honor to ride from Cleveland, Ohio to Cincinnati, because I'm born and
Queen
raised in
City.
I'm born and raised in Cincinnati. So to ride down there and to know that I have inspired other people to do the same journey, or to just take a journey just 25 miles and just camp overnight or stay overnight, just to inspire people to do that. I feel like I can do this for the rest of it's not like I feel like, I know I'm going to do this for the rest of my life.
Man, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, could you tell people how they can find out about your organization?
Yeah, so
Oh, wait a minute. Shelly, this is your job to put that in the you know how Felicia does it. With
in the
in the Facebook thread. So
okay.
what's the name of how do we find out about this?
So you can find me and all the bike life stuff on Diva D, that is spelled DEVAH, the letter D, the word cycling.com. So that's my website, and you can use the same thing, and I'm at gmail.com. If you want to email me, if you want to learn how to ride for the first time, you want to take an adventure, if you want to take a girls trip, I'm your chick for that. And or you can join Black Girls Do Bike Cleveland on Facebook. That is Black Girls Do Bike Cleveland on Facebook. And or you can go to blackgirlsdobike.org, where you can find other chapters on their website. So if you have a sister in a different city and you want her to participate and join the movement, have her go to blackgirlsdobike.org, and you can find us there and other sister chapters as well.
Man, that is phenomenal. And Kim, Shelly, Kim has put her journey on yonder.com in the Zoom chat. So that's in there as well. If we can get that in. And I got to get back to her because I still got some naked and afraid questions. But we will also go and introduce my brother, Kevin Jones. Talk to me, Kevin. What's going on? Let the people know who you are and what you're here representing today.
I am Kevin Jones, and I am here today representing the cycling community here in Cleveland, the Black cycling community here in Cleveland. I'm involved with a couple of different initiatives, one of my own that I came up with, and two others that I'm also a member of. The one I created is called Positive Spin 216, and it's a group of tour rides where we tour different parts of the city. We go to festivals and do different other kinds of things. Another initiative I'm involved with is Slow Roll Cleveland. We are one of the larger bicycle rides.
And everybody knows about Slow Roll, Kev. That's getting big, man.
Oh yeah, it's kind of amazing coming out of this kind of sleep mode. People are excited about getting on bicycles and getting out. So it's pretty amazing that people come from different cultures, different neighborhoods, and it's sort of like a salad bowl. Everybody just in this bowl together, just sort of riding along up and down the streets. And also, I mean, I'm like two people. I'm a slow roller, but I'm also got I got a sort of secret need for speed as well. So
Yeah.
I also ride with a group called Major Taylor Cycling Club Cleveland, and so I ride with those guys on Wednesdays and Sundays. So yeah, just involved with different cycling initiatives here locally.
Okay, I'm just interested, do the cycling people, and I want Shelly to ask some questions too, but do the cycling people know each other? Like, do you know Sister Diana? Y'all familiar with each other? Y'all pass each other by on your bicycles?
Well, the thing
That's
about
his
it is,
family.
I've actually gone on some of Diana's tours. Me and Diana and a couple other people, we went bike camping down in Canal Fulton, Ohio. So we rode our bicycles with tents, sleeping bags, and everything down to Canal Fulton. And
Man,
toured around the towpath down there. I think we did about 150 miles. So I called Diana like my cycling sister, just like Kim is my skating sister, just like Shelly is my cycling sister. And you're about to be my cycling Kappa Alpha Psi brother as well. You just don't know. I'm about to put you on. But we'll get that together after chapter meeting, you know.
well, I did have I was a financial member of Bike Cleveland for a whole year.
Yes, actually, and so we're gonna put you back in force and get you back rolling.
All right, hey, I'm gonna have to go. Y'all got something called the super slow roll? The really slow roll?
We got
Make
on
one.
slow roll.
The
We can
slow
put you.
roll is the super slow roll.
Okay,
Well,
I want the slow roll, the downhill slow roll.
We're gonna put you at the front of the ride, and we're gonna babysit you the whole ride. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, you know what? I am finding out y'all have a whole, like, this is a whole family thing. Y'all rolling and camping and tents, and man, this is a whole world that we need, that y'all been holding out.
We just did it. We just went on Saturday and went to see all these different murals around town also.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Man, that is a beautiful thing. Shelly, I promising my people I'm gonna ask these naked and afraid questions to Kim. Okay, first of all, Kim, do we need to know how to make a fire? Because I see the people they need to know how to make a fire. Do we need it?
Well, you can go to the nearest Walmart or a store and get you some fire starter. You know, you can get the items to make.
No, I'm talking about this with the stick. Come on.
But if you
the thing that you do like that and the stick in the middle.
If you choose to do it Boy Scout style, you can do that too.
Okay, but they got new high-tech fire starters now.
That's the beauty of camping. You can go as high-tech as you like, or you can go as primitive as you like. So yeah, they've got a little something for everybody on both ends of the spectrum.
Okay,
and all we did was add bicycles to it. Me and Diana, we just added bicycles to it.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Yep.
Though
okay.
I feel like out of the bike fam group, I do make the best campfires.
Okay, what's your fire making technique, sis?
Oh, well, the last campfire we used.
It better not be a big lighter.
No, it was a tampon, and some other things, and a lighter, and that fire stayed lit all night. Didn't
make it happen however you got.
Well, we didn't go tampon style. We went lint. We bought a ball of lint.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. Dryer lint.
Get the fire made. However, hey, Shelly, mark that down and never forget.
So Kevin, this just goes to show you a sister gonna make some stuff happen.
You know,
where you think there ain't no way, we gonna find a way.
See,
Right,
hey,
right,
hey, I see.
right.
Okay, bugs, Kim.
Mhm.
What's the usage? What's the necessity for the bug bites, man? Because I'm telling you, on Naked and Afraid, and I don't want to keep referring to that one, but still, that's my point of reference. That's the part that make the people quit, not the bug. I mean, not the animals.
Oh yeah.
You know, they feet got blisters. They hungry. It's those bugs. Now, what we doing with
Yeah,
that?
it's the bugs, mainly the mosquitoes that'll take a person out. So you just or let me just say too, not just mosquitoes, but if you're out there in the woods this time of year, you got to really be cautious of ticks. So you want to make sure that you plan accordingly, get your either your deep woods off on, but they also make for that will actually protect you from the mosquitoes. They have different types. You can get the wipes, the spray. There's bracelets for it.
What's that you
And
got, Kev?
that's
Okay.
a tick
This right-
remover. We
This
can't
right
see
here
it.
is for removing ticks. You want to keep
Yeah.
that in your pack so that you can remove ticks when they get on you. You don't want to try to.
'Cause there's a special way to remove it to do it to be effective, but to help you as a
Okay, this
preventive
not
measure-
making me want to go camping.
No,
Okay,
no, you can do
Now-
no,
because
no,
you
no.
actually have to have the tick on you to even need that.
Yes.
Well, there's also preventative measures, but before we go to the other part,
Shelly, what in the
it's
world?
called
Told
Permethrin.
you.
It's Permethrin. You can get that anywhere. You spray your clothes down, and
Okay,
you get, like a day or two before you go, and that's one of your best defenses against ticks.
What do
does
you
weed
say?
does weed smoke keep the bugs away? Y'all, nobody want to
I don't
answer
know,
that
I
one.
don't know,
Or
I
y'all
don't
want to start fire with
know.
tampons, but y'all don't want to tell me if the weed smoke
Because
keeps.
they subject to give you to do a random test. You can't, at least where I work. So
I'm just saying it might keep the bugs away.
I'm just saying. but yeah,
We're
but
just looking
it's,
out of
again, it's
space
all
and
about
looking
to, be careful, just know where you're going. One of the major carriers of ticks are those beautiful little animals.
deer.
That's right.
The deer,
So
yeah.
if there's a lot of deer in the area, you'll know what to expect.
All right,
Um,
Shelly, help me out here. Talk to your people, Shelly. Let's get this information that we need.
All right, Kevin. So I'm gonna come over to you about your cycling experience, because I first met you a few years back doing the slow roll, and then next thing I know, I see you downtown. He's at work. He's got on his dress shoes and he's got his bicycle. So how long have you been into the cycling game, and what brought you to the cycling?
I got into cycling maybe in 2009 or 2010. I was just looking to lose some weight and just got into it. I think I rode 7 miles away and I said, wow, I rode 7 miles. Then I rode 7 miles home and that was big to me. And then from there, I just started doing longer rides, riding to work. I had a job where we had showers. Actually, one job I went and I would take these baby wipe showers. And so I would walk in like the bathroom and I was outside the front of the office and I'd be in there taking baby wipe showers. And sometimes you got to sneak up to the sink, It's kind of an odd situation.
This is not where I was expecting this show to go. I'm learning some. Hey, it's real out here in the outdoors.
This is real. I got to tell you how it
The outdoors. Go ahead, Cam.
And then what happens is then you go back and you have to meet with the client that you've never met, and that's the client that you just in the bathroom. Kind of awkward, I wanted to ride my bike to work, so I was on 9th and Euclid down there. So I was parking my bike out there, checking on my bike all day long, making sure nobody stole it. And but it's been awesome because it's like family. You get out there with people, and we literally get out there, and we sometimes start off at 7 a.m, and it'll be 10 o'clock at night, and I'm saying to somebody, wait a minute, don't you have kids? And they're like, Oh yeah. Yeah, let me check on my kids. We but we have a great time
The
getting out there.
cycling life is real.
The
You
cycle.
forgot your kids.
I,
Okay. But Shelly, I do want to say I know that Kev is the consummate cyclist because he never while he never misses black journalist meeting, he's always on his bike in the meeting. I mean, you see him ride, and he's like, "Okay, my report for the digital committee is hold on, let me make this turn." Kev is giving his committee report and joining in the meeting while he's on my bike. But you know what? I have to think about something real quick. Shell, I just want you to know that I do have trust issues with Kevin Jones
Okay.
because this brother dropped a wall on me,
A whole wall.
a big, giant, heavy wall. And
okay, so chill. The wall experience. It was you had a show called the 7-Day Experience, and we were doing your show, and the person who built the wall had not put something on it, had not done the backing, and it fell. And the thing is, your karate background came in really good. But you should have seen Chill's. This is 20 years ago. You should have seen Chill's reflexes because he did something like a block, like and he caught the wall.
the wall was behind me. The wall that fell on me was all I saw was my co-host looking like, oh.
Yeah, but you had great. I mean,
And next thing I know, how tall was that wall? About 9-10 feet.
about 7-8 feet. Yeah, it was yeah, it was pretty amazing, and I haven't been able.
And it was heavy.
Chill since then. So I'm gonna live it. I'm gonna earn my way back.
And the bad part about it is they showed it. They were watching it in the control room over and over for like a month in slow motion, cracking up.
We came in one day to do a show, and we were just watching it.
I'm like, y'all still watching that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
it was entertaining. I mean, like during lunchtime, we would just go in there and watch.
Just watch that wall falling on me.
Yeah, I mean, we would slow it down, slow roll, slow motion. Yeah.
Okay, but we're not gonna talk about that. I'm Kev. We gonna deal with that one. I'm still having issues with that. Okay. Sister Hildebrand. Okay, I still want to know how were you who went when you rode the bike from Cleveland, from the land to the Queen City, your hometown. You said it took 5 days.
5
And
days.
do you got like a backpack? You got snacks? You got energy bars? Would you just stop at Waffle House? How does
By doing this for a while and being able to talk to people about touring, I knew exactly what to carry. The first thing you need is panniers. So it's these 2 little bags that first off, you have to have a rack, which sits on the back of your bike, or it can sit on the front, depending on what type of rider you are. Me, I like my stuff to sit on the back. It balanced me out a little bit better. And in 2 of those, one of them, let me just say this, my biggest bag in any touring is my toiletry bag. That's the biggest bag you'll see me with.
in case you have to start a fire?
Yeah, start a fire, to first aid kit, make sure I have everything I need to do. I am allergic to poison ivy, so I'll make sure I keep Dawn and all my stuff to take care of that for me. So when I'm offered a tour to people, I always tell them to find their most comfortable outfit, the outfit that they know they can ride 100 miles in and they're going to be comfortable with when they ride those 100 miles. The same thing with the bike. If you're going to do a tour, make sure it's that bike that you feel comfortable riding long distance with. So for me, it was my Fuji bike because I broke my other trek bike. So I had to go with my main baby, my Fuji. And I packed her up with my panniers. I always ride with a bike, a book bag, or some people call it a bike pack. And for me, that just keeps my ID and all my favorite snacks. And for a tour, for me, my favorite snacks is beef jerky, craisins, pistachios, Brazilian nuts, any good fatty nut. And then, I have to have my source of protein because I'm a small chick. and I could burn calories real quick because I'm the pace holder. I'm the one to make sure people stay on time. I'm zipping back and forth to make sure everything's good with everybody who's on the tour. So I have to make sure that I am fueled up the whole entire time. Even when nobody sees me snacking, I'm all the way in front of them. So while I'm in front of everybody, I'm reaching back and getting all my snacks, eating, drinking my water, whatever I need. And then I'll roll back to the group and make sure everybody else is good. But it's not that much you really got to carry. It's making sure you have the proper panniers, the items that you need. Like I said, 2 comfortable items for a 5-day ride, 2 items if you're going to stay in a hotel. If you're not going to stay in a hotel, 3 items, 2 of them that can dry while you're riding. The other ones, what you're wearing while you're riding, while the others are drying. I highly suggest bungee cords. Those are the most important things I've come to find that everybody would need on a bicycle tour, and making sure you're hydrated good enough. And I highly recommend anybody who's interested in doing a cycling tour, who's thought about it, it's those small little steps to get you to the bigger picture, right? So you do your first 25 miles, you pack up everything on your bike like you're going to be doing something, but you're riding just 25 miles. The next time you go out, you add an additional 10 until you absolutely feel secure within yourself, your bike, that you're ready to take this tour. And don't change your diet. That's the big problem that I face when I offer bike rides to people, and or I'm talking to people after they come off of a tour, is that they were dehydrated or they didn't have enough food or things wasn't good enough for them. And 9 times out of 10, those were the ones who wanted to try something different on a tour because they heard somebody say, oh, you need this hydration, something, something, something that they never tried before, except for 2 weeks before their trip. That's not good. Eating something that your body is not used to, or taking away calories that your body is used to intaking when you're riding, you got to make sure that you sustain those calories while you're riding. After that, after your bike ride, do what you got to do. But I'm going to tell you one thing, for me, I don't change what I eat. I continue to eat what I want, but I know it's in moderation. But food is necessary, water is necessary, and packing properly.
Okay. All right. Kim, real quick, even with you going outdoors and you guys are camping, and I know you said that it's white people in the woods, but is safety is safety a concern? Some crazy people, some wild animals. Have you come across a couple of bear, some feral cats? What?
Well, the closest I have ever come to bear country was when I went out to camp in Yosemite, and we were told ahead of time, and they couldn't stress it enough to make sure that you use your the bear canisters, which will keep all types of animals out and protect you. But when I go hiking or camping around here, you really need to know where you're going. You want to always, again, it's if I'm leading or even just a part of a group, I need to know where I'm going. I need to know what to expect. And as far as white people, and I'm just gonna say it's because a lot of people feel this way. That
right,
that perception. And I will say this: it's not. It's if
so no good old boys with pickup trucks in Jack Daniels.
Well, if
yelling yeehaw.
If you plan on going down to certain parts of, and I don't know what, but
you went to Southern Ohio. You went to Southern Ohio.
Yes, and I'll tell you what happened.
KKK down there.
That's right. Actually, I had a situation. We went down to Hocking Hills. We went down to Hocking Hills, and I'm trying my best to, move past that anxiety of being out in this open space, as I would deem unprotected, in an area that is very much comfortable for other folk. It has in this case with white folk. And so we were down in Hocking Hills, down in the Concourse, which was beautiful space. And it was around in December when all of the crowds were gone away. It was very sparse with folk, and you can only stay on one area. You can't venture off onto other paths. And so there was a narrow open archway on the walkway, and there was me and like 4 of the sister girls. You know how we all kind of like, a group up front, a group behind, just kind of having our own little conversations. And I heard the group ahead of us, they explained, had pleasantries with a group that was coming through this little archway. And as they went through, I heard the older white guy say, "Make America Great Again." And
Okay, here we go.
This was at the height of the Trump campaign and the whole the whole craziness, divisiveness of, white America versus, Black America.
Everybody else.
Right, that's what I was gonna say that, Shelly. Yeah.
So, and he didn't realize there were 2 more Black faces coming at him through that archway. And so when he said it and then he saw us, he's like, "Oh, hello." And no, this was a grandfather, what appeared to me to be a grandfather with his children and grandchildren in tow, saying this. And we were like, the anxiety level went up. It really put a wrench in my enjoyment there. And it really set the work that some really well-intentioned and committed allies and my white friends have been doing in trying to shift this narrative of being inclusive in the outdoors and making white people, their white counterparts, aware that it ain't just this space isn't just for you, it's for everyone. So yeah, I had that kind of encounter. Now my husband has never had an encounter, but I know it's out there. And so again, just knowing where you're, try to scope out where you're going, and know what you may expect out there. I would, at this point, I don't know how Diana and Kevin rolls, but if I'm going to a place that's unfamiliar to me, chances are I'm not going by myself. I'm going with people that I trust, that we will keep each other safe, and of course you want to be camped out in a location that is safe. Some people want to go primitive. I'm not there yet, and that's okay. And I have sister friends who go solo, and I applaud them. It's just that, and that's where I want to be. It's just not that I'm not.
You're not there yet.
Yeah.
Well, Shelly, and I, and we go digress for a little bit because it came up. Now that, I mean, that it's a cultural thing. Like when people go camping, we got to think about, I mean, it's unfortunate that we have to also think about these things, but that's something a lot of people don't realize, as Black people doing things outdoors, that we do have to think about some other things other than some wild animals attacking us. That's an interesting thing. I guess that's part of being Black in America, that we even have to consider that. But it's real.
Oh, it's very real. And I think part of it is because when you think about where are the rural spaces, where are those spaces? Those are the same areas that your right-wing Republicans live in. So we have had a shift in this country ever since President Barack Obama was elected. A lot of people want to just say, well, Trump. It started when President Obama was in office.
No, actually it started when they did that census and released the fact that by 2050, America's cultural will have a cultural shift in terms of the minorities will be the majority. That's what I think. But go ahead.
I think it started after Reconstruction, but go ahead, Shelly.
Okay.
Well, but see, I think that we had, as a people, the majority of us had become complacent and we were comfortable because especially if you live up here, that's what they say, up here in the North, it's not overt. The racism, it's the, you have all these good liberal folk that smile and tell you how much they support what you're doing, but they are stabbing you in the back. But then when you think about the outdoors, particularly when you talk about the camping aspect of it, with the bicycling, there weren't a lot of us that were biking. I think that has really trended up in the last several years. Um, and so some people looked at you a little funny and act like you don't know what you're doing, but we don't come into things without doing a little research. We
Right.
try and find out what we're getting into before we do it. But when you're talking about going camping, you're going into remote areas, and you're usually going into those right wing counties, where they're not that happy to see you in the first place. So you do have to be aware of where you are. So it's not just my thing, which I don't do bugs. So it's not just the bugs. It's not just the snakes and the bears and the fox and any other thing that might be out there. You got to wonder, are there any crazy white folks out here?
I understand it completely. Kim, real quick, also footwear. Now, obviously, this is different from, and I want to ask Kevin and Dad about what type, because obviously I'm not. I realize I can't be out there cycling with my Jordans on. But Kim, what is the preferred? I'll swear to God, if you say it's not Timberlands, I'm gonna be hurt. But anyway, what is the preferred footwear, proper footwear to go out camping? Because I'm sure I can't wear my slides.
You can wear whatever you like. It's just it's just how comfortable will your experience be in doing so. But I always recommend, for the most part, hiking shoes or shoes with a deep tread. So you can wear those. I don't know if Jordans have deep treads or not.
Nah, I'm not. No, I'm talking about cycle.
Okay.
I'm not wearing my Jordans out in the
Okay,
woods.
okay. Well, but what I wear, my brand that I have is, if I can say that at all on this,
Go ahead, kick it.
they're Keen shoes, Keen. Those have been my shoes of choice. I may have to look otherwise at other brands this year, but they have a deep tread. They're very secure on my ankles. They work well with my feet and going over, depending on different terrains. You want to make sure that you have waterproof shoes for the most part, because when you're on a trail at any given moment, you could be crossing over a little creek, and it could be a small creek, but there's still, water is water. And when you're going over those slick rocks, that really, those types of shoes give you a lot of stability.
Okay, because I just knew, man, the Timberlands have the logo is a tree. But
Well,
anyhow,
people wear Timberlands out there. I just wouldn't wear them like in August. But
okay, and I'm trying to wear them with the not all the way laced up with the tongue hanging out.
Oh Lord,
I'm trying to be out there styling. But
right.
For my and that is laughing at me. But my cyclist, I mean, and she just brought up something else. Do you guys ride in the rain? Like does inclement weather prohibit
Yeah,
bike riding?
we ride in the rain. I mean, now I don't know if we necessarily intend on riding in the rain, but if you're gonna ride, 60 miles away and there's a 30% chance in Cleveland of rain, you're probably gonna get rained on. So you're good to have a rain jacket with you if you're gonna do that, for sure. I've seen Diana buy. She bought like a waist. She bought a cycling rain jacket, and it starts at the waist. She got like a really stylish one. You can tell them about that.
Come on with it, sis. You styling out there.
Yeah, she made it like a fashion statement.
Hey, you might as well look good while you're doing it.
So I'm diva for a reason, right? So I do like to be fashionable when I ride my bike, and there are a lot of really cute rain jackets that we can wear. So for me, I definitely 9 times out of 10 I do wear cycling shoes, but I also wear shoe covers. For me, the reason why I wear shoe covers is because when I used to play football, I had shoe covers on my my cleats, So it's just something that I transferred over because it kept my feet dry when when I had to run on the turf. So the same concept. And then with my road shoes, they're hard, they're solid. The only thing that's a little tough about road shoes is that they're not flexible at all. So if you have long toenails, ladies, please cut your toenails um on a monthly basis because it can bruise your toenails, it can bruise your toe bed if you don't, take care of your feet when you're riding on those hard shoes. And then just make sure you go just a size up because when you're riding for a long time, your feet do tend to swell. So for us women, I highly suggest going a size up and making sure you're trimming down and take care of your feet before you wear them hard shoes. And the rain jackets, look, you can find really cute rain jackets at the Goodwill, at Family Dollar, at Target. You just gotta look. You know what I'm saying? Everybody feels like they have to go for the really high price cycling attire, which you're breaking the bank because sometimes you ain't gonna wear it all the time, and you're gonna want to keep them in your book bag. So you don't want to have nothing that's gonna be really big and bulky. So where's my little cycling? Hold on, give me a second.
Come on, go show us something. We got show and tell
I
about to
just had
jump on.
I'm redoing my office. I'm redoing my office. So
While she's looking, these are my
shoes, Kevin.
Okay, I see calves.
And these are kind of stiff on the bottom. So when you put your foot down on the pedal, you want that shoe to not be too flexible because you'll get a nice powerful downstroke when you pedal. So you want to make sure that you're getting at least some stiff shoes, at least stiff bottom shoes.
All right.
I like my Chuck Taylors, but they're not the most comfortable for cycling.
Man, they're not the most comfortable for anything. And I love Chucks, but you walk around with your socks on.
If you have like flat pedals that are not made for special shoes, as long as you have a hard sole, you're good for riding. As long as you have a really good hard sole. And I always tell people who like to wear sandals, make sure you get those sandals that actually cover your toes so you don't come back home with some nubbins. Nobody wants nubbins at all.
Okay, sis, you got up to show us something. What do we have?
This is one of my favorite rain jackets. It's so cute. This is the one Kevin was talking about. We got this. We was on a bike ride. I think it was a Juneteenth bike ride, and we was in Larchmere. We got caught in a rainstorm, and there was like a street festival. And this is a rain jacket, and all I do is unravel it out, and it's like this cute little half jacket. It's so cute. Yes. And
look at that.
It comes in hot pink and fluorescent. It's a local designer, and it's called Door 14. And he's local, and he sells these beautiful little rain jackets. I think they cost like $25, maybe $30, but it's so worth it because literally, if I'm not wearing it, all I do is just tuck it right back in here.
Love it.
Zip it up and put it in it can fit in the fanny pack and it can fit in your book bag. And if you got a little one of those little clip thingies, you can just put it on the back of your pants or something and keep it moving.
Okay. All right. Hey, my brother Dashiki Shan is in watching. He said this is super cool. Everybody, make sure that you share this show. Let the people know what we're talking about. We're getting some real information. We're getting more information than I thought we were gonna get. Way to go, Shelly, for bringing these people here. So Shan, I share the show. Everybody share the show. And for the people watching, if you want to, you see the donation, you can Cash App ChillTalk at $money2 chill. Man, we got to get back into the radio station, Radio One. This is our 71 shows in quarantine, not at Radio One. Man, we got to get back in the station, but we keeping the show rolling as best we can. Shelly, talk to your people, because I got more crazy questions, but no.
You got more crazy questions. I'm trying to think of, because they've answered quite a few. Diana, I will ask you. So you were talking about the touring, and the Cleveland to Cincinnati was not the first tour you did. You also did the Gap wasn't it called the Gap Trail? And they were featured in a
Is that down to the
documentary.
mall?
No, that's not down to the mall. That's a
Oh,
little
okay.
longer, I think, than Cincinnati. And so my question is, as you try and get more people involved in touring, do you plan on doing any classes or any sessions to help people prepare for that?
Yes.
Good question.
Since I've been touring and people are starting to catch wind of me doing this, I have been getting a lot of interest of people wanting to do tours. And it's kind of weird. It's more like women and couples that have been asking me to teach them how to prepare for a tour. And a lot of them has asked me to support them along the way, instead of just giving them the tips and tricks on how to have a successful bike ride on a tour. So I'm really excited about that. There are classes coming. The first class that will be held will be in January, because I will be leaving for a few months to gain my bike mechanic certification. So everything has been moved to January, and starting in January, we're hitting the ground running. There will be every other week, there will be a session about touring, because we want to really start rolling the first couple of weeks of March.
Okay, and I would have to ask. I know you mentioned it, and people were like, "What did she say?" So you said you play football,
Yes, I used to play women's tackle football.
Miss. Okay, say that again.
Women's.
Tackle football.
Women's tack. Oh, y'all. Okay, see, y'all was you was okay. Now you just said you're a little bitty person. Is that what you said?
I'm so the nickname that I have in my family is called Ant, because ants carry 10 times their weight. So I may be small, but I'm very mighty.
Ha!
And I'm also fast. So I'm a speedy, I'm a wide receiver, safety corner, and I know how to catch.
Okay, there we go. That man, this sister is super duper, man.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a
Please,
beast on that bicycle. She will
please
get up in the
believe.
morning riding and will continue through the night.
Yes. Yes.
Man,
I also just like to say I rode from Cincinnati to Louisville, Kentucky in honor of Breonna Taylor during the pandemic.
wow.
When I tell you all, it changed who I am as a cyclist. I think that's why I go harder now more than I did before, about really wanting to help people and change lives 2 wheels at a time, because I know what I went through on that journey, 156 miles, and just reflecting on everything that I was taking in from the media and how I was feeling emotionally, and the burdens of all of us women, all of us people of color, and what we were dealing with as a nation. Just taking that bike ride, when I tell you all watching this today, that it changed who I am, and I'm going to continue on this journey and this mission. And I'm so grateful that I found cycling. No, I'm grateful that cycling found me.
All right. Yes. Yes.
Man, this is a beautiful thing. Kev, so give my people the information, because we're hearing all this information. We've got this sister right here has gotten us inspired. So do we just run out and how much we spending on a bike, bro? Do we go to the Goodwill and look for a rusty one? Do we need a super slick the ones this really nice?
Okay.
What do we do?
My suggestion is to, at first, keep it simple. Get yourself something that's quality. You can buy a used bike somewhere like at the Ohio City Bike Co-op or at a used bike shop, but look for something that's of good quality that you're going to be comfortable on. Sometimes the $50 bike, $80 bike at Walmart is going to make you want to ride for about 10 minutes. Whereas that quality bike will make you want to ride for 2 hours. So get something quality and just take yourself around your neighborhood, get started wherever you can, and then just add to it. Join some other people around. There's communities like Diana was talking about, Black Girls Do Bike. There's Slow Roll Cleveland. There's lots of us who are doing bike rides, and we'll gladly have you along. We enjoy the company, and we enjoy showing you how to get better at it. So, most of us are pretty approachable. And if you see one of us who are riding bikes, just say, hey, when do you guys ride? And a lot of times you get an invitation and people say, well, hey, let's connect on social media, email, or whatever. So, and get yourself a water bottle so that you don't get dehydrated when you're out on the road. Get yourself a helmet so that you don't break your brain. You want to be able to go to work and think.
Okay.
Get yourself some gloves so that you don't sweat in your hands and fall off your bike. Get yourself a pump so that you can pump up your tires before you go bike riding. Get yourself some oil so you can oil your chain. And just make sure that you get out there and do it. Have fun with it.
Okay, this sounds dynamic, and I want to go to Kim, but before that, Kevin and Diana. Okay, the next thing about bike riding, Shelly, hey, tell me I'm not wrong. Do we got to go out and get our own seats? Cause them little bitty seats. I don't want to get cultural again, but I'm thinking them some like white people little seats.
Well, they got different kind of seats. So the more you spend on a seat, usually the more comfortable your seat is. But you can go buy gel seat covers at Walmart and Target and all of that type of stuff. And that's okay. That's a good place to start just in case it's too hard for you. But they make bigger seats that you can go to a local bike shop and they can measure you for a seat if you really want to customize one.
I'm just saying, I know people who wasn't used to riding bikes, and that was an issue. Like when they get on the bike, they're like, oh, okay, see, this is a problem already.
Well, I'm gonna jump in here.
All right, go ahead, Shelly.
I hear that all the time. And it is a combination of things. As Kevin said, once you ride a little more, you get more comfortable. And the bottom line is you're utilizing muscles that you don't normally utilize when you're riding a bicycle. The other thing is that there are bicycle pads that have some padding in them. So therefore, you are more comfortable. I would not say that you look at the seat and immediately go and buy another seat, because there's no guarantee that other seat is going to be any more comfortable than that one. You really have to, you just have to try it and work with it.
Okay, so I guess what you guys telling me is that the more that you ride, it works itself out.
Usually.
Okay, all right. So Shan, I see Shan in the thread. He talking about he need a big seat too, Chill. Shan, I think they tell us once we get our ass up off the couch and ride bike more, that's really not gonna be an issue. I think that's what they telling us.
You can handle it, Shan.
Until then, Shan, me and you gonna go out, we go get that big seat, bro. But anyhow, Kim, just talk to me about hopefully part of what I would believe that hiking and camping is the ambiance, the peacefulness, the becoming one with nature is relaxing. Is this the case?
Absolutely. I would say one thing that we have learned over the past year is just how much trauma we as Black people hold on a daily. And then compound that with the pandemic. We were isolated, many of us in our homes alone. And so that takes up the stress level, the depression level, the anxiety levels, and just getting out into nature. And I'm sure Diana and Kevin can attest to this. It's the science says it is healing. It takes down those high levels of cortisol that we hold as stress, and increases I call it the happy hormones that will make you feel like your head is clear, that will rejuvenate you physically, and that will inspire you because of the peacefulness and the just natural ambiance. And then just taking it another level, it's a spiritual level. It's a spiritual thing. And just knowing that, you are surrounded by things that God has made. And as you move into that journey, again, you'll learn more. You should learn more about the space. And that's what I try to help everyone with, is to learn more about their space, and from an environmental ed aspect on a basic level, so that taking that mystical, or that demystifying what's, crawling around, or the like the chipmunks, because a chipmunk can throw a grown man off his game out there on the trails if he's not used to it.
Right.
So just learning about that, and just knowing what's going to hurt you and what's not, and just don't be so quick to be so defensive about what you see, and embrace the moment. Be mindful, or try that mindfulness while there, and I'm telling you, it's just an amazing thing. And I will say that I did a camping trip down in Kentucky, Red River Gorge, and that was my first camping trip in a few. And we did that, and we went into what they call the Daniel Boone National Forest. It was amazing. And it was so much so we spent a weekend there. And then I didn't realize just how much I needed that until I came up out of that rural space and to a gas station. And I'm like, oh, back to life, back to reality. I want to go back to that space where I was, because it was just so rejuvenating to my soul. So that's why I say it's just, everyone should really try to experience this. As I said, coming out, being in the midst of the pandemic, many people need it and they don't even know it. When I held what I called my resilience hikes, we did it at a local park, Garfield Park, and it was intentional because it was in a space. It was a park where is visited by mostly African Americans. So people were comfortable in that space. So we took a trek through that, and people really enjoyed it and said, you know what, I've been holed up in my house, feeling some kind of way, and just coming out into this space with people who look like me really did my soul good. That's what they needed. So that's what I say. We really try to get your dose of nature in any way you can. You don't even have to go to a park. I spend a lot of my time in my garden, my vegetable garden, my flower garden, and I call it my backyard garden, doing things, right?
Backyard.
I like that.
Yeah, and just being in that space, planting and nurturing and cultivating my food, or and that I share as well, and cultivating my flower garden, my bee and butterfly haven, connecting with those pollinators, letting them do their thing, thanking them for it. And y'all might find it's weird, but no, I'm thanking them for it, because they are helping to source my food, to make my food better, more nutritious, more wholesome. So yeah, and during that time, as well as in my garden, I'm having my little session with the Lord. So I'm getting my therapy, I'm getting my spiritual edification all at the same time. So that was a true saving grace for me going through the pandemic last year. And so I again, take it to that. Hiking is wonderful. Love it. Parks, get out there to the parks. But if you can't, you can also find nature where you are. And I can say, if you're at a rooftop, or no matter where you are, you in our Northeast Ohio area, nature is where you can find nature where you are. So.
All right, that is incredible. But I like the way you explained all of that. It definitely should give some people a little incentive to join, come back to nature, be a part of it. And it sounds so healthy. Okay, even though, see, now I got to go back off with some, I know we talking healthy stuff, but when we making the fire, do we make s'mores? Oh, we don't do that. We got to eat some
You can do
lettuce.
No.
Can we make some s'mores? Man, if I'm camping, it's a fire. I'm
Well,
man,
let me
I'm
tell
trying to
you
make some
something.
s'mores if I'm cooking
You know
grilled chicken.
your cousin and them can know how to step up a campfire, right? We're making s'mores. We're making pies. Shoot, what are you talking about?
Y'all out there making pie,
Well, I'm sorry, cakes. You can do that too.
cakes, right? Sure, that's what I'm
You can
saying.
make whatever you want out there. You know, you can if you planned it out, you can do it.
Kev, you know you done made some s'mores out there. Don't be smiling like you didn't go out there.
Hey, I made some s'mores. I got the proof of it.
Okay. And real quick, we have a little less than 15, almost a little over 10 minutes. And I'm still down. I'm still intrigued by that Cleveland to the Queen City, and saying that you're
Right.
from there. And I have family from there. I have family family in Lincoln Heights. But when you got there, was it a parade for you? Was it people were your family members? Did they celebrate that long ride, or you just got to the line and was like, whoo, I made it?
So our last day was quite an adventure, and we did get in a little late. So a lot of people came and met with us and greeted us the next day. So where we were well rested and was ready to meet people, because some of the girls was like, no, I want food. I'm ready for a bed and a hot shower. I've done my job, but I'm done. That's how they were. I was like, I can go another 100 miles. And the girls looked at me like, you can go if you want to.
So you ain't going without, you going without them.
But we did have a great group. We had some ladies from Black Girls Do Bike, Cincinnati, and Major Taylor come and see us on Saturday. And then we had the opportunity to stay with a good friend of mine from the Cincinnati Cycling Club, who just showed us just amazing hospitality. Just let us just relax after that long distance ride. And just showing the girls my hometown. I showed them my favorite places to eat. I took them to Alabama Fish. They had to go there first. Took them to the world famous Finley Market. And I just showed them around all my favorite places that I love to go to as an adult when I was in Cincinnati. And also showed them Washington Park, where there was like an amazing like artist showcase and live music playing. So we just watched life happen as we just decompress from our journey. And one good takeaway I can say is that we came back with a sisterhood. All of us learned each other. We learned more about each other. We figured out a lot of our fears, and we watched each other conquer those fears. And I want to share more experiences, especially with the Sisters of Black Girls Do Bike. But I just want to share more of those experiences with people in general and show them that we can do this. We were made for this. Our ancestors did this on 2 feet. Now we could do it on 2 wheels and on 2 feet and on 3.
Well, they did it with the Buffalo Soldiers out there at Yosemite. So they were one of the first park rangers, and they did it on bikes.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Man, y'all are dynamic. I got to wave my Zamunda flag for, I even got a picture of Eddie on the flag. I got to wave the Zamunda flag for all of you all. Man, wow. This is dynamic. Kev, come on, bro. I'm gonna get a bike. Okay, I know I said this the year before last. I'm gonna get a bike.
Yes.
And we're gonna go to we're gonna start with the slow roll.
Yes, we will.
And then I'm gonna ride to from Cleveland to East Cleveland.
That'll be cool. And can I choose the part in Cleveland that you're gonna ride from?
Dodging potholes. No, man, okay. Before I start saying all this grandiose stuff I'm gonna do, because y'all got me all pumped up. But we gonna start with getting a bike. That's we go.
I'll go with you.
All right.
We will join you in picking out a bike.
Hey, chill. Don't get caught up in the AMO syndrome.
I know.
AMO.
I'm I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ride to New York City.
You gotta do
No, okay, you're right. Let me pull it back. That's
yeah,
why,
go ahead and do it though.
Kim, you saw I got caught up. I was like, you know what? Let's just start with getting a bike.
Look, I was like, we riding to Pittsburgh soon, so Kevin get him trained up so Chill can come roll with us.
I got a lot of people in the Berg too. I like Pittsburgh.
You got people
I
everywhere.
used to live there
too.
before the pandemic. Before the pandemic hit, I was living in Pittsburgh, and I was working on along the trail system, the Gap and CNO.
Okay, Shelly said you got people everywhere. I do. So yeah, man. Okay, Shell, let's get ready to close this one out. Let's get your last ones. Anything you off the top of your head you think we need to know from these dynamic individuals?
We've talked about how to prepare for it. We've talked about the fun in it. I think that they have really covered everything. I just, from my personal experience, I would say, you got one more, Kevin?
I got one more thing.
Uh-huh.
So from a nutritional standpoint, you know, we talked about preparing for it and what you do when you bike ride and whatnot. There's a number of different ways you have to listen to your body. But when you get done with a bike ride, you may want to stretch. You may want to get some proper nutrition to replace what your body burned off if you've been doing a lot of exercise. Hydrate yourself, make sure you drink plenty of water and fluids, and make sure that you're repairing your muscle tissue. Some people who are not lactose intolerant will use chocolate milk, drink chocolate milk. Some people drink chocolate milk to get the protein into the muscles. And that's just a way of post bike riding or post exercise, taking care of your body. You just made sure when you said that.
Okay, so Kev, so is it, I mean, okay, you saying hydrate, you saying water, because you know, I go off what I see off television. I don't need like the Gatorade or the muscle milk or the anything super special. Hey man, what about they got the goo, you squeeze it in your mouth and it give you extra energy and
they those worked. I mean, I had a couple individuals give me some of those on Sunday and they helped me out. So I really haven't done the goo that much, but it was good for me. You know, I wouldn't get caught up in a lot of the products that come up out there. Just take a look, do your research, make sure that those products work for your body. Some people say that this works for me, and then you try it and it may not work for you. So I wouldn't go get invested in $100 worth of those goo chews and all those things if you haven't tried them out first. But I would go get a trial pack, maybe $5 worth, try it out, see if it works. And if it works, go get some more. You know, but so, I mean, just like I mentioned, chocolate milk, that's something I can pull over to any gas station and grab me some and I can repair my body versus trying to find some specialty store for some stuff.
Okay.
I think the key is, like you said, getting that protein back in your body. And when Kevin was talking about helped him out on Sunday, there was a big ride in Cleveland, Fundo. And as we know, it was hot as Hades on Sunday. The humidity was high as hell. And Kevin got dehydrated. So that is something that can happen if you are not giving your body what it needs while you're riding. So you do have to be aware of that. Something that I learned from the cycling community is that, you know, you can catch cramps also from not having enough fluids and things like that in your body. I had no idea that a packet of mustard could help with that. Pickle juice or pickles. And again, when they talked earlier about this being a family, that truly is what it is. And Diana talked about traveling to other cities. We traveled together to Washington, D.C. for to ride in Washington. And you pick up different tips and skills from people, and everybody usually is helping you to improve. And one of the key mottos of Black Girls Do Bike is we leave no one behind. So you can be as slow as you want to be. They are going to help you. And I've experienced that because they had convinced me to ride with them dang Major Taylor cyclers. And
Hey.
them boys had me going up Fair Hill. And I'm like, oh my Lord. And this was at the end of the ride. So we had already ridden from Shaker Square downtown, past Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, through downtown, and we coming back up, and it's Fair Hill. Now, realistically, I know that the hill is not that bad because it's not a real steep hill, but after you've exerted all that energy and you haven't prepared properly, but one thing I can say is my girl was right there with me. Diana did not leave me, and I rode all the way up that hill.
She said she'll circle back. She'll go from the front to the back to be like, let's go. I got you. Let's do it.
There's
But
this
you have to
there's
prepare
like
your
this
body.
weird running joke that I ride fast all the time. And I don't. I ride fast on my time. But when I'm riding with others, I'm riding with you. I might sneak up ahead of you, but I'm gonna always make sure I see you.
Right.
Yeah, there's different people in the cycling community. There's those who get out there to like really train hard and ride fast. Then there's, you know, on the other end of the spectrum, those who are there just for tremendous support of others. And then there's a whole bunch in between. Some people will say, you know, those who ride fast are show-offs, and they're just athletes. You know, they want to be strong. They want to be athletic, just like your track athletes and football players. And then you got some who just want to ride a bike and go around the corner. So right there in between, I think we all want to be able to help that person to do their best at what they want to do with the cycling or whatever it is they're doing.
Well, I know what, Shelly. If I'm on Survivor and I need, man, I'm coming to get Diana to be on my Survivor team. Because I see she's no joke, man. So no, I appreciate you guys for being on the show. And again, if the people are watching this live, or you're watching it archived on Facebook or archived on YouTube, I got you, Kim, or archived on YouTube, share the show, get this information. Find out where you can reach out to these people. They have so many things that's going on that we need to take advantage of. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of the tips, the preparation, the care of self, and being able to be successful on your journeys. All those tips applies to walking and hiking as well. You have to prepare yourself, and you have to know your body. You can't come out on a 5-mile hike on an 80-degree day without water. You need to hydrate. You need to have snacks. You need to make sure you have the proper wear and shoes. But so I appreciate that. We kind of fall in the same line with our preparations and what we do. But I also wanted to say, if you don't mind, one of the events that I've been holding for the past few years. We didn't do it last year. It's in honor of breast cancer awareness. I want to center in on women of color, my sisters, and those who support and love them. I do what I call a fall full and fabulous lipstick hike. And it's going to be down at Cuyahoga Valley National Park at the Ledges, because that space is so spiritual. You know, it's so uplifting that the rock formations are amazing, and it does so much to you spiritually. But it's to bring awareness to African American women and breast cancer. So I'll have a date. I know it's going to be in October. Just stay tuned to Journey on Yonder on Facebook or on the website.
Okay, we appreciate it. And my old college roommate, Richard Sticks Nelson, asked a question in the chat. He said, how safe are the routes? Sticks, we talked about that. And, you know, and Sticks is like a special weapons tactics. Sticks, don't bring the Desert Eagle. You don't need to bring the Desi, I don't think.
I don't know what either one of those are.
Okay.
Well, you know, you can get out there and you can get caught up in a bunch of stuff, and just use your own guidance. I mean, when you get in your car, if you would go there in your car and you would want to make sure you bring your slingshot with you, bring your slingshot with you. If that's, it's the same thing happens when you're on foot or on your own bike, if I go somewhere and I feel that I'm going to be in that much danger, I'm probably not going to come back, and maybe I'll come prepared.
All right, Kev, is slingshot code word? Okay, you ain't got to answer that, Kev. I'm just okay.
And a little piece of wood.
I got you, bro. Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
I mean, it slingshot rhymes with Glock, but I'm just saying. I'm just playing.
No, there's rocks out there. I don't know about Glocks. There's rocks.
I got you, bro. I got Sticks. I guess they gave you your answer. Just be careful. Be safe. Know where you're going. Know your routes. Have some people with you.
And don't go the same route the same time every day, because people will pick you out.
But before we go, I do want to say, Kev, one thing I learned from my 1 year as a member of Bike Cleveland is to respect the even going on the city streets, respect the bike lanes. And I've become aware of the, people, they look at those bike lanes, it's just a passing lane normally. But so now, I was educated to, to be aware of those bike lanes. And but I need to see some more people on bikes in those bike lanes. So hopefully, when we see, some of the people that see the show, saw it live. Shan already said he going with me to get a bike. And like I said, for the people who see the archive show or watch it later or see it after somebody else shared it or see it on YouTube, I'll probably post the show on YouTube tomorrow. So it'll appear new to the people on YouTube. But I appreciate Shelly. Thank you for not only calling your shot on this for suggesting the show, but actually showing up to help me out to do the show.
You're more than welcome. I enjoyed it.
So I appreciate it. So as everybody leaves, one more time, you can let the people know where they can find you and what your organization is. I know, Kev, you got like 90,000 organizations, but let the people know. Kev, go ahead, let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Okay, you can find me Slow Roll Cleveland. So you can see a Slow Roll Cleveland discussion on Facebook or slowrollcleveland.com. You can find me with the Major Taylor Cycling Club Cleveland. You can find that on Facebook and also Instagram and also on the web as well. And you can look up Positive Spin 216 on Facebook. That is my other initiative. Those are my three.
All right, Kim, talk to me, Queen.
You can find me on Facebook with Journey on Yonder on Facebook and Instagram. I have a website. It's still a little under construction, but still go there and check it out. That's how you can locate me.
Diana, my new shero. Where can we find you at, sis? We need some tours. Where can we find you?
I'm in town, but I will be heading to Columbus for Bike the Sea Bus this weekend. So if you're in the Columbus area, come see me. You can find me on Black Girls Do Bike Cleveland on Facebook, Black Girls Do Bike Cle on Instagram. That's Diva DEVAH, the letter D, the word cycling on Facebook. My website is divadcycling.com, and I am Diva D on Instagram. So
All right, I
hope
love
to see
it.
you guys on two wheels sooner or later.
I love it. Shelly Shell, anything you want, you need people to contact you, or you hide from the people?
I'm not hiding from anybody. I am on Facebook as Shelly Shockley, ShellShock62, on Instagram and Twitter. And if you need me, you know where to find me.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Beautiful show. Thank you very much, Kev, Kim, Diana, Shelly. Thank you. We up out of here. Hey, as we do it when we leave the show, throw up the deuces. I love y'all, Cleveland. Peace. Peace. Great show, guys. Invite yourselves back anytime, okay?
Wonderful.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
All
you.
right, we go.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.